Namaste and a very warm welcome to all our dedicated learners joining us today. It's truly a pleasure to have you here as we embark on a highly structured, deeply respectful exploration of a rather profound topic. Today, we're analyzing a landmark text in the realm of human relationships. We're looking at Dr. Ian Kerner's She Comes First, The Thinking Man's Guide to Pleasuring a Woman. We're going to break down the science, the psychology, and the systematic approach required to cultivate genuine intimacy. But before we dive into today's syllabus, I want to quickly mention that this explainer is created exclusively for the Definite Books YouTube channel. If you value premium, educational summaries that actually respect your time and your intelligence, please take just a moment right now to like this explainer and subscribe to our channel. Your support is what allows us to keep bringing you these high-quality, structured learning experiences. All right, let's dive right into this. Dr. Ian Kerner, who is a clinical sexologist, has put together an essential, highly respectful guide that treats female pleasure with the absolute dignity it deserves. You see, this isn't just about crude mechanics. Rather, it's a masterclass in mutual respect. It's about shifting the dynamic to a level playing field where fulfillment is truly a shared experience. Now, I want you to think about the number 20. Why 20? Well, this represents a stark biological reality. Decades of studies by pioneers like Kinsey and Masters and Johnson have shown us that women often require 20 minutes or even longer of highly focused, consistent attention to reach climax. Compare that to the rapid 2 minutes that's typical for most men. We immediately see a very significant physiological gap here, one that absolutely must be addressed through education and, of course, patience. To address this systematically, here is our agenda for today. We'll cover the orgasm gap, moving from foreplay to core play, the play process, practical techniques and tension, achieving seamless transitions, and finally, the importance of more play. Let's jump in. Section 1. The orgasm gap. The courtesy that counts. You see, the gap in intimate satisfaction between men and women isn't just some biological difference. It's honestly a matter of simple, old-fashioned chivalry. Men are biologically designed for efficiency, easily aroused, quickly satiated, but female sexuality is beautifully complex. Bridging this gap means the male partner must consciously choose to postpone his own gratification. Embarking on this journey requires a very specific mindset. The great philosopher Albert Camus once wrote, "My chief occupation, despite appearances, has always been love." We're using this sophisticated literary quote to establish our tone today, because the technical discussion we're about to have is, at its very core, an act of love, dedication, and deep romantic respect for your partner. Moving to Section 2, foreplay to core play, a paradigm shift. For generations, society has basically taught us to view preliminary physical affection as just a brief warm-up, right? Like a quick appetizer before the main course. Kerner argues that we absolutely must unlearn this damaging myth. Thinking that way is a complete disservice to the complexity of female anatomy and her emotional needs. The traditional, what we call intercourse-centric approach, is a high-stakes, all-or-nothing proposition that frankly leaves women unsatisfied way too often. In contrast, Kerner proposes an outer course-centric model. This is all about the intentional postponement of male gratification. It focuses entirely on external stimulation to ensure she achieves her peak first. It's about creating a beautiful shared experience of pleasure, completely without the rush. And that brings us to the most vital definition of our study today, core play. Kerner defines this as oral stimulation treated not as some optional addition, but as the main event itself. It is, quite simply, the most effective and reliable way to lead a woman through the entire process of her sexual response. This concept is the absolute core of the book's philosophy. Section 3. The play process, structured understanding. Now, true mastery of any language requires a solid understanding of its grammar, and intimacy is no different. The author structures this into 3 distinct, essential phases. Phase 1 is foreplay. That's the psychological and physical awakening. Phase 2 is core play, the sustained, focused main event we literally just defined. And Phase 3 is more play, which is the crucial emotional aftercare. Only by walking through all 3 of these phases consecutively can you build a complete, fully realized act of lovemaking. I really hope you're finding this systematic breakdown illuminating so far. If you're gaining value from this structured approach to such a deeply important aspect of human life, please take a brief pause to like this explainer and subscribe to Definite Books. Your subscription ensures we can keep producing these highly informative explainers for you. Okay, let's get right back to the practical techniques. Section 4. techniques and tension, practical application. We're shifting our focus now to the highly factual, practical mechanics of that core play phase we talked about, because good intentions must be paired with correct execution. Kerner distills this into a brilliant cheat sheet of highly imperative rules. Look at Rule 2. Maintaining a flat, still tongue is absolutely crucial. A lot of men mistakenly believe that rapid, flashy movements are best. No way. In truth, stillness and steady, broad pressure are infinitely more effective. Furthermore, as point 4 highlights beautifully, this is an act done with her. You're observing her responses and moving together. It is never just a procedure done to her. You have to remain calm, focused, and measured throughout the whole process. And when you're applying these mechanics, your hands are so important. They need to act like the steady, reliable bass player in a jazz trio, providing a solid, unshakable foundation for the technique. A firm, supportive hand provides the physical grounding she needs, which then allows the more delicate techniques to really shine brightly over top. Section 5. Achieving seamless transitions. This is a critical and honestly often mishandled juncture. It's where couples attempt to move from core play towards shared completion. The big challenge here is making this transition without losing that deep physical and emotional connection you've just spent all this time carefully building. Even during highly intimate acts, focusing just on mechanics can lead to disconnected isolation, leaving a woman feeling surprisingly lonely. The solution? Full body connection. It is an absolute necessity to keep her physically engaged. Stroke her stomach, caress her legs, hold her close. Ensure she feels enveloped and connected, never isolated during the act. To maintain this connection during the transition, the author provides some very specific strategies. First, always keep her warm and aroused. Absolutely do not rush the shift. Second, utilizing the woman on top position is fantastic because it allows her to control the rhythm, the pressure, and the timing. Third is the chordal alignment technique, or CAT. This maximizes continuous alignment and pressure, ensuring that the vital physical contact required for simultaneity is never, ever broken. Section 6. The importance of more play. The epilogue. Sadly, this is the final and often completely neglected stage of intimacy. Many people mistakenly believe the process ends with physical climax, but structurally and emotionally, that is completely incorrect. More play encompasses those vital moments immediately following climax. The author firmly instructs that you must actively avoid what he calls the snuggle gap. You must never simply roll over and go to sleep or grab your mobile phone. Spending an extra 15 minutes cuddling, whispering, and holding each other is an absolute requirement for cementing lasting, civilized intimacy. As we conclude our analysis today, let's just reflect on the ultimate objective of all this. The true goal is not merely physical release. It's about making her feel cherished, respected, and deeply loved. It reminds us of a famous sentiment shared in the text, echoing the classic idea that you should be kissed and often, and by someone who knows how. It is, at the end of the day, about mastery in the service of devotion. So, I leave you with this provocative thought. Are you ready to step up, apply this profound ladies' first courtesy to your own life, and truly elevate your relationships? Remember, knowledge without application is merely data. If you are committed to learning, growing, and applying these concepts, please subscribe to the Definite Books YouTube channel right now. We look forward to bringing you more life-changing, educational content very soon. Thank you so much for your time, and keep learning.